The following is a presentation of the Black Hollywood Live Network, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. Hollywood Redefined. From Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is Black Hollywood Live, the casting call. Featuring weekly commentary and insight from Hollywood casting directors and agents. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood Redefined.
You're listening to Black Hollywood Live.
And now, the host of Black Hollywood Live, the casting call.
Hey.
See, it happened again. It happened again. They get me every time.
Why?
Because I'm always like sitting here listening,
and then,
I'm like, oh, it's us. It's us.
Where are we?
Right? Hello, everyone, and welcome to Black Hollywood Live, the casting call, where we break down the casting process for you. We have been gone for a minute, and now we're back. Sorry that we were not here 2 weeks ago.
Due to some scheduling conflicts.
Do some scheduling conflicts, or not scheduling.
For lack of better words.
Yes. Things happen, life happens, and now we're here. I am your host, Tony Moore, and to my right, I have the very lovely and beautiful.
Thank you. I'm Chloe Onyx. What's up, guys?
And across from me, I have the very talented.
And beautiful, and everything else that she wants us
now
to
listen,
say.
now,
Okay,
you can't be asking for stuff.
Lina Green.
And of course, joining us today, we have casting extraordinaire Miss Natasha Ward is in the house tonight.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm wonderful. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us. Now, you have been in this casting game for quite some time. You have casted everything from movies to commercials to web series to everything.
Yes.
How did you get started as a casting director?
Well, 10 years ago, I was in Miami, Florida, going to school. I was at Johnson Wales. I was going to be a chef. And my sister was here at the time, so I came to visit her. And her friend Chemin was casting a film, so I went to intern. And interning turned into a job. The assistant had quit Sunday night before I came in that Monday, and so they offered me her job.
Oh, wow.
And then from there, and I was on Fat Albert, which was a Fox
Pretty
film.
big movie.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
does that happen a lot, like where it's like you know someone and that's how people like get into the cast? Because you have to like initially, I guess, know somebody off the bat.
I think that's with anything in
Any
entertainment.
job.
Yeah, that's what
Especially
You
anything.
have
today.
to know someone to
Yeah.
kind of get in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely helped for me. It definitely plugged me in right away.
Well,
And then I
that's-
was great at what I did, so you have to be great at what you do too.
Exactly. That's quite a transition to come here on a
It's a huge
trip,
one.
and you're in school to be a chef, and then you're like, oh, casting. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm destined.
That's a
Yeah, it was 3 weeks after I got here. I just interned, 3 days a week, and then it was like, wow. So she was gonna pay me to intern, and then when I came in Monday to fill out my $200 a week, she was like, about that, you can be the assistant. And I was
Yeah.
like, what? And then from there, yeah.
What was the appeal to being into casting? Because it takes a special eye, special skill, and a love to actually do it and to be able to do it well. And obviously, you have been doing it well.
Thank you.
So what was the appeal when you came here and had that opportunity to continue to do it?
Just seeing the hunger of the actors that came in and the amount that came in, and they all came in for the exact same goal. And then being able to call them at the end and saying, whether you made it or you got this far or we were going to remember you for something else, and just being a part of that, and just seeing these, I've been in it for 10 years, but seeing them grow and, where they're at now too is, crazy.
Are there people you saw back then when you first started, and they're like these big time
Evolved
people
and-
now?
Yeah, I mean, and I was so in it. Like, I remember what people wore their first audition when I was
wow.
doing Fat Albert.
That's
You
memorable.
know what I mean? And to see where they are now, like Keith Robinson, I remember his overalls, with the one off, you know what I mean? And for him, now he's where he's at. And just it's so many people.
Yeah.
It's a long
I
list.
feel like that's always good to see, like, where people started
progression.
and know where they started from, and then where they end up. I think you just get excited
It's a
for
joy.
people. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like, go ahead, you made
Good
it.
feeling.
That's something my mom would say. She's like, go ahead, boy, you did it.
Oh,
did it.
wow.
Yeah, it's a good feeling.
How do you think the casting industry has changed from how it was back then to what it is now? Because you see so many different like things that have happened, especially like internationally. You see a lot of people casting internationally, which is something I want to land on. So.
Well, I mean, it was always.
Why are you winging at me? I ain't got no job for you
What do
international.
you mean? You mean hiring more international?
Yeah, like
actors
yeah.
for-
Like
As you
British
see,
actors,
British,
for
Canadian.
instance, they always say they're taking over the business.
British are coming, yes.
Why do you think that is though? Like
Because they're trained and they're dedicated and they're good and they work. They work.
So what does that mean? They're trained? Because I feel like a lot of actors here in LA are constantly training. You know, constantly taking workshops.
That's a good question.
expand
That's
on
what I
that.
wanna know.
Expand on
Yeah.
that.
I wish they were. Sometimes, you look at a resume and there's no, are you in class? When they come in, you can see a long list, I've trained with this person and I did this and I did that. And it could just be one class or it could be a workshop. Workshops don't count as an acting class at all. You know what I mean? So it's, and you go, and when they come in, I ask them, so whose class are you in or who are you studying with? Oh, well, nobody right now. But, of course, it's natural and you have some type of talent, but you have to
Continue
that. And you have to cultivate that and get it to fit for theater, and you got to get it fit for TV or film, because those are different styles.
Yeah.
And I feel like for some reason with British actors, their foundation is theater.
It's theater,
It's
yeah.
usually theater.
And,
New
and
York
that's where,
too. Do you like
Yeah,
New
New
York
York
as
is very
well?
theater.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of theater here, and I think there's a lot of theater in LA too, but people don't really recognize.
It's not recognized because the quality of them are different. But you do have the Kirk Douglas Theater that has good stuff in the Onyx. But there's so many of these smaller plays that come up that, it's hard for me to leave work to go see these plays.
Yeah.
But if you were in New York and you wanted to go to Broadway,
Broadway
that's
or
more
something.
appeal.
It's more appeal to it.
of course.
So, what would your advice to be for an actor? Like, what kind of training do you like to see on their resumes and stuff? Because they're going to these like workshops and they're putting that on their resumes, but what kind of training really counts for a casting director?
You shouldn't be
Well,
putting that
I mean,
on the resume.
on screen, all of the classes are good if they're classes. I'm not gonna, one coach isn't better than the other, in my opinion, because it's about the actor. So it doesn't matter what what class you've taken, is that you're in it and you're actively ongoing with it.
Yeah.
Is what I'm looking for.
Because a lot of us, we stop
Yes.
training because
Quickly.
we're like, oh, we got that. But it's like with
You have to
anything, you
keep
have to
going.
continue
Like a muscle,
studying and
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
Yeah. Like a trainer in the gym can't stop, working out and training.
Exactly.
You have to develop and learn new stuff and learn things about yourself and,
And
stuff
you
like that.
take what you can from one and then go to the next. And, if it doesn't fit, you don't have to sit there for, months on end.
Yeah.
As soon as you realize, what, this is not a fit for me, or this technique doesn't really work with me. And then you just, you move on, but you stay in it.
So it's all about that audit.
Yeah.
That free class.
You don't get anything
that
Get a free
class.
class
It's
before you pay.
That's right. But workshops on resumes,
That's a no-no, huh?
it just doesn't need to be there.
Yeah.
But
Because-
workshop, all right, so describe what you mean as just
As
a
a
workshop.
workshop, yeah.
Because there's workshops that I've taken that are 8-week courses, so is that a class or is that just a workshop?
It depends on we're usually hired for casting director workshops, and that's one evening, 7:30 to 10:30, where we come in and we speak to 20 or so, and it's just that one-off. You come in, we give you a scene, we critique it, we see what you have, and then that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm not giving you gems and dropping, I do, of
Jewels.
course, but that's not my
I do.
focus.
She's like, yeah, well, I do. I drop some for you.
But, that's not my purpose.
Yeah.
My purpose is for you to perform in front of me. And they tell you it's not an audition. And it is. But it's technically,
Just a workshop.
you're showing me your work.
Okay, I see. Now
For me to watch.
that does differ because I thought or consider workshops to be all right. This is an 8-week workshop with this, whether it's a
this,
casting
yeah.
director or this teacher or whoever. But I consider that workshops. But getting what you're saying as one night only, kind of come in and show me your talent. Yeah, that doesn't count too much.
It doesn't
Yeah.
count as much. But I do, I just did a 3-week intensive where it was 3 weeks, once a week.
Yeah.
And that we went a little deeper. So, but I would call it more of a class than I would say a workshop.
workshop.
Because
Okay.
a workshop is that one
Yeah.
day.
Got it.
I feel like a workshop. You come and show what you already have. You show the things that you've been taught with your classes and stuff to a casting director, where those 8-week courses you're learning.
Okay.
Exactly.
So
It's a
learning
learning
more of a
experience.
skill, and you're taping. Like, during the class, I'll tape you, and then we'll critique. Like, look at your face when your eyebrows go up when you say "the" all the time, or just that kind of little stuff that we get technical with.
But actors, we try to put everything on our resume. Oh, you
And
booked me for
that's
that?
not a good thing, though.
It's
like
not.
putting that doesn't show that you're well trained. It just shows you like to sample a lot of.
It's not needed for all of them, especially a lot of those independent films and those shorts that no one has heard of or no one's going to see. Take them off and just say, selected credits, to display, because you want to have the major director, the studio, the network.
Yeah.
Those are the things that you want to display, not, a lot of the featured work and, those kind of things you want to kind of skim off.
Yeah. What other things about the resume? Because I feel like the resume is
It's
the
a lot of
hardest
people have
thing
those
to-
questions.
Yeah, it's like the hardest thing to decide
Compile.
what you should have, what you shouldn't have,
And-
what would be appealing. People have like 4 different resumes depending on like what they're sending in.
Well,
Yeah.
should you have 2 for like one commercial, one for theatrical?
Absolutely. I think you should. As well as, with the headshots, you should have that match that. If you're coming in, for a film and you're bringing me your commercial resume, I don't care how many McDonald's burgers you sampled on, you know what I mean? That's not important to me. It's all about, the work, the credits that you have. But, I look at the special skills.
Oh wow, like you actually like take.
Absolutely.
It's crazy like what people put on their special skills too.
Everything. You're supposed to
Like,
put everything.
if you don't
can bark
do
like
it,
a
like,
dog. My casting director's like.
I've seen some stuff.
Like, but if you can't do it, like, is that like a no? If you
If
really
you can't do it, don't put it on there.
Don't
But
put it
if
on
it's
there. You done
something
it one
crazy,
time.
we'll call you out.
yeah,
That's fine. Why not? If you say you can, have it.
You could touch your touch your
toes.
nose with your toes, and then you can't really do it.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh, you're a liar.
Exactly.
That means you're never gonna tell the truth with this acting.
That's
So
true.
you should leave now.
And then it's like, what else on this resume is
a
a lie?
lie.
Like, were you
Especially-
really in that movie?
It's so funny when you see something, you're like, oh, I cast that, and they was like, oh, well, I
I auditioned for it.
and then you
does
just
that
be
happen
like,
a lot?
Yeah.
That's
People that write that they
crazy.
were in a project and they really weren't.
And they weren't in, and I was like, but I did that. Oh yeah. Yesterday, I had a session, and I was like, I cast this. And he was like, oh yeah, that was the only role you didn't cast.
That's what they
That's
said.
the only role you didn't cast?
He was like, yeah, that was the role you didn't cast.
He was thinking on his feet, but not too well.
Wow.
But I don't even know what I was going to say because
She's
I was like,
what did
But-
you say? No, stop. No,
That's
I
that
didn't
moment
say
where
that.
you're
no,
like,
you would have thought you would take it off before you came to see her. Like,
Maybe he didn't know that she
take-
was the casting
A
clearly-
lot
director.
of times that
Clearly you
happens
didn't.
too when you don't know that person has worked on it.
so tell the truth on your resume.
He doesn't want to tell the truth. There's no point in trying to make it, 2 pages long. Put on there what you have, because that's it. That's what
That's what it is.
That's enough. It is what it is.
Yeah.
That should be good for you. That's good.
For someone who may not have a
I was
lot.
going to say that. You're reading my
Mine.
mind.
I
Their
am.
voice. I think she was saying
Uh,
my
but
voice.
he
felt
was,
it.
it was crazy.
I felt it.
I only
Okay.
heard 2
All right,
words.
well,
I didn't catch
It was
on.
like, and I was like, whoa.
Natasha's like, now wait a
It
minute. now,
scared
it
me because I
didn't-
was like, I was finna say, then he was like, how would you think? Oh,
Are you guys in Finding Nemo? I was
I
like, and then she was like, and then I was like, oh, really? That's
We
what
got
you're
it.
doing?
We're on the same plane. But
can't
for
with
someone
y'all,
who doesn't have a lot on their resume, is that a negative towards them, or do you look at what they're
Training and stuff.
what they're presenting to you, like in the audition room, or even initially being called in, like what? Does that?
Yeah,
I feel like I stopped. I was like, does
I know
that?
what you.
I'm over here.
Well, it's different
Does that
because
take an effect if they
Yeah.
don't have a lot of experience, but they've trained and you can tell they have?
Will they still get
something.
called in? And
Yeah.
will,
starts with, like, for me, my process is I go through the headshots, the looks, and then the resume.
Okay.
So the resume to me is second. So once I flip that over, I'm going to go through that and see, okay, I'm doing TV, and it's a new director, it's a web series. I have to get someone who, I'm not looking for someone who's been in 15 blockbusters. I want the new or the up and coming. So those are who I'm looking for. I want the one who is a dancer because this is that. So we look at the resume to find out, I need a roller skate if they can really roller skate, you know, those kind of things. So, but the resume does get you in the door. And, you know, and then it's your performance that takes you from there.
And so I have
You can change our mind.
I have another question because it's very interesting you said that because I've been talking to a lot of casting directors recently. Of course, there's always a bunch of new projects for things, and they're just like, we're looking for the next Nealon, the next Vivica, the next, and that's what I keep hearing. But yeah, I feel like a lot of the major stuff still goes to the people who are on top right now. So where does that fine line, or okay, for lack of better words, how do you guys go about choosing, like, you know, I'm looking for the next so-and-so versus I need a big name? Like, how often are you guys going back and forth with that decision of?
Well, that's the phrase that I never use, is I'm looking for the next. Because that's not who I'm looking for. I'm looking for who's going to kill this role, who's right for it.
Okay.
And with doing independence, with one thing I like about being an independent cast director is that we do get those opportunities to bring in the up and coming, the unknown, the new and the fresh. Like, I go to comedy clubs and I'm searching. I'm going to these theater productions and so on. So we do, and I work with Kim Harden a lot as well, and she feels the same way. So we go and pull, you know, the new faces. And a film that I'm working on now, you know, the age is 15. You know, to 18. There's not that many names in that category. There are the Keke Palmers but you've already seen those. So let's find the new crop.
So where do you go? I heard you say the theater,
comedy clubs.
the comedy clubs.
Workshops I love.
Okay.
I'll be out in the streets.
Anybody go to
So be out in the street if you're
Ralph's
trying
or
to get cast.
Bank of America, or, you know, just on the corner of Lancashire and
But you
Magnolia?
have to know when to approach. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be rolling up, you know, while I'm at Ralph's. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I'm trying to be in that new film you about to cast.
You gotta be easy with it.
I mean, listen.
So if you was getting your bread in Ralph's and they were just like, hold on, can I just perform this real quick right here?
It happens.
Really?
I bet it does.
Yeah.
Tell us that story because I want to laugh. I'm so serious right now. I want to
But
laugh.
there are the stories too where I actually have to walk up to you while I'm in the grocery store and you're at the line and I have to. Well, okay, you know, I really don't like to do this, but, you know, I did it at the Wingstop the other day, right? So I did, but this kid, it was so funny because he was getting in trouble by his mom. And so I wanted to wait. I had the to-go order, so I waited until, you know, he was okay and he was eating his food and he was smiling a little bit. But then I went over and I was like, you know, I don't like to do this, but your son is, you know, perfect for this role. You know, here's my email. Email me and let me know. You know, whatever.
Wow. Yeah. So what was he doing? I know he was just being himself.
What's his look?
Purely simply.
Wow.
Well, with kids, I mean.
His look and his, I'm not going to do it too much with adults.
See, that's what I was going to
It's a whole
say.
other situation.
But
But
when
see,
you
I
do
would
that.
rather somebody come up and say,
Seriously,
you look good
you
for this
say,
role.
Chloe,
I can be.
see you in this part.
Yeah.
I would love that.
I can be in the grocery store
Why
getting
is it
mine
different
DiGiorno
with
pizza.
adults?
Yeah.
Because adults don't take it as serious.
What do you
Really?
mean? Really?
Well, I guess,
Well,
I mean,
okay.
it's not.
Well,
guess
think
they-
about it.
Can I
Like
curse?
it. Yeah, that's fine.
What do you mean they don't take it seriously?
But
I
think
just been
about
holding
it.
in a whole lot. I'm like, okay.
Just think about it though.
Lina,
It's
like,
LA.
I
Like
told you about
people.
being weird in front of company.
I
That she be
didn't
her, you let her be herself.
I didn't do nothing.
But in LA, it's weird because people use it as a pickup line, and especially
Exactly.
guys, people be like, you know, I can
get it.
cast you in that new movie, and you be like, yeah, you can.
But but coming from me, you shouldn't even think that because one, I'm not even trying. You know what I mean? So you shouldn't think
So
that. But they
that-
don't
okay.
follow through. They don't.
I thought you
They
meant
don't
like,
call
they're
that-
just not serious, but they don't think you're serious, is what you're saying.
I don't know what they think. But if, like you said, if I come to you and be like, look, you have in my email has casting in it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So if you really think I'm playing that.
Yeah.
Oh, trust me, if you
Something
had did
wrong
that
with
to
you.
me right then and there, let me
Yeah,
forward
but you know
this
what? I
headshot
can
and
get what
resume.
You
But
say that. You say that.
Oh, I'll do
And
it.
you probably will, but I'm telling you, it happens
But a
all
lot-
the time.
You know why though? Because listen,
Happens
what
all the
she's
time.
saying is because she's probably walked up to regular people who don't really act, and they have this look that's perfect, and she's just like, "Hey,
It's
Is it
usually
it's an
actors?
actor."
because you can trip over an actor. You know what I mean? They're everywhere.
Yeah.
And you can point them
Please
out.
don't ever say that.
We're like all
But it's
state
true,
now.
though.
We're just everywhere.
You can trip
true.
over an actor.
Actors like boop,
An actor
are,
there.
you know,
Everywhere,
They're
yeah,
everywhere.
yeah.
They work everywhere. They're, you know, so you can tell, you can spot. It's not like New York. How we were
Yeah.
talking earlier in New York, you can walk by 15 actors and you would know one of them was an actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, you know, it's just
They have
it's
that-
on
It's
you.
so-
So your
Something,
doctor's an
yeah.
actor, your grocery store person's an actor. Seriously, it's almost disgusting, but it's true.
You can, and yeah.
Can y'all
it's
stop
true.
using these negative connotations to
I'm
it?
an
love
actor.
I
See,
do.
She's like,
I
it's
love
almost
actors.
disgusting.
You know it's true.
I'm
But I
from
do.
New
It's
York,
true.
so I'm keeping
You
it
know
a
what
buck
I'm
with
saying.
y'all right now. When,
Yeah.
when you're in New York, it's very different. Here,
Yeah.
I don't want you to keep it a buck with me.
All right, I'ma
I
keep
need
it
you to do
100.
100.
There you go.
Get your buck in order.
I don't know what just happened. I was confused and my face
A
was
buck,
like,
100.
I have no idea.
However you want me to
But
slice it and dice it. For
you know, I can see both sides of that because, like, sometimes you can be. I know I've been approached by people, and it's like they just want, you know, some, you know what,
Can
shicky.
you stop?
Some
I
what?
can't even say. I don't want to say. I can't.
See?
I can't say those words. But you know,
Sucky,
and so
sucky.
it's like people are like, you weigh it. So I mean, I get.
But that's
Crazy,
but,
y'all. Lina is
but that's
crazy
also
today.
LA. LA is filled with
Yeah.
a bunch of actors and
bubble.
everyone that
Yeah.
wants to be something,
Yeah.
but they're so flaky.
But they
and
couldn't believe
they
like
don't follow
someone's
through.
coming up to them and offering that opportunity right in their
I
face.
could.
You know.
No, I don't. I don't. I just don't get it.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna start wearing a
I'm
shirt.
trying to slip over, like, you know, like stumble over casting directors the way you stumble over actors. Can
How
you
does-
just
how we
rub
flip
off
that
on me, just real quick? Just
I
come on.
wanna be able to be in the line at Wendy's at 2 a.m. and say, "You a casting director? Come
You
on
don't
over
wanna
here and
see
share
me
this
at-
junior bacon cheeseburger with me."
You don't want to see me at 2 a.m. at no Wendy's. It's not pretty.
No.
So I want to go back to the resume process. Do you look at reels?
No.
That's what.
Not so much.
Not so much.
Because I don't, unless you know, there's a couple reasons why I'll look at reels. Reels right now are really going to get you an agent.
Oh.
You know, I look at reels if I'm trying to decide out of these last two actors, or I'm trying to convince my director, you know, he wants to go with A and I want B. So I'm like, look at this reel. They've done this work before. Look at them here and, you know, whatever. Or if it's, say it's a lower budget film or TV show, and you know, you're not going to have as many sessions as you would on a network show. So you pick the top 10 reels on breakdown services, is usually what I use. I'll pick the top 10 reels on there, and then I'll send a link to my producer or director and say, okay, well, these are the best 10 for the lady number one. You know, watch the reels, look at their headshot and resume, and pick one that way.
What do you think is something good that people should have on the reels? Because they encourage actors to spend crazy amounts of
Absolutely
money to get these homemade reels done.
I think that's a waste of a lot of money. And I
Yeah.
saw some for like $800.
That's
And
what
they're, you know,
happens
running
now.
around and you get the gun and you shoot. We don't want to see you do a scene.
Yeah,
I want to see you do a scene
Where you're talking.
that's real.
that's real.
Yeah.
But of course, you know, you might want to add, you know, I've seen a couple things where they workshop, but the studio production value of an $800 reel is a real waste of money.
Really?
Huge.
Y'all
Would
heard
you
it.
rather see someone just shoot some stuff in their house with their little camera, like, you
No,
know,
I
the
don't
camera
think-
phone?
I don't particularly want to see them.
Any of that.
I
you-
don't want
This
to
is
see
a whole new
nothing.
spin I'm hearing
No,
right now.
the stuff you want to see is like stuff that if it was on television or like
Yeah, and
a-
not
Yeah,
the,
not
like
the real
commercials
stuff.
shouldn't go on your reel. Anything
Shouldn't.
should not.
Mm-hmm.
Theater should not go on your reel.
Yeah, of course.
You know, those kind of things shouldn't be, and it should be, you know, 3 minutes or less. Don't have Jay-Z's 99 Problems, but a
music video.
you know,
In the
playing
background.
before, you know, you always make sure to add your name, your agent, if you have an agent. If you're unrepresented, you want your email and phone number at the beginning and the end. You know, add the little transitions, the little wave when it goes into a next clip. You know, label, you know, what clip that is, if it's from a show or if what it's from, web series, you know.
So
that
you
kind
don't
of
like to
stuff.
just see it go through to the next scene, like kind of like fade out or cut and go to the
Yeah,
next?
I mean, make it enjoyable. If we
Okay.
are going to, at the end of our day, sit down and watch reels,
that's just not your thing,
it's not
personally.
really, for sure.
So for you, it's the look,
It's
have
you.
something good on your resume, and then be able to act, damn it.
Yeah, it's not even you don't even have to have something good on your
Just saying.
resume. You know, it's what you do in the room. Once you get the opportunity, what are you going to do there?
True.
Before we get into the room, because I feel like you were finna
That's
go
where he
there.
was gonna
No,
go.
I wasn't. No, I wasn't.
I
gonna
felt
go-
it, though.
Right
You-
now,
you
like,
feel in the
Okay, then
wrong
I'm
vein.
wrong.
It's-
I'm sorry
They
about
were
that.
like
It's wrong.
in
I thought I felt that.
You thought you felt it, but
Okay.
Going back to I just want to
Back
touch on the
to-
resume real quick. So, do you think actors who have those like big schools, like Yale and the schools overseas, do they have an advantage over your actors who are going to maybe what are some like local schools here?
just a local school, because we don't want to make them
Kind
seem
of
like
make
they
somebody
lesser.
feel like they.
Lina.
I'm sorry, y'all did not hear that.
Y'all are tripping.
I'm
You know
sorry.
we can't edit anything out of the show.
No.
Anything, nothing.
That's in
Wait,
there.
what?
That's in.
We're not gonna edit anything?
No.
Not
And
one
on-
thing.
And on that note, guys, don't forget to check out our friend Maria Menounos' new book, The Every Girl's Guide to Diet and Fitness. It's in all stores right now. Barnes
New York
and Nobles,
bestseller.
Target.
It's so good.
You can find it Walmart. It's in your local stores. It's really, really good. Lina said
I
she
was
read it front to
perusing
back.
it, and they had a great tip. I don't want to give it away because you need to buy it, but yeah, pick it up.
Give that one tip. I'm sure she has
Fine,
like a
okay. One of the
million.
tips was eating soup with your meals.
Eating
That
soup
can
with
help
meals.
you shed like lots of weight because it fills you up. Who knew that? And I'm
you
always
know.
hungry when I
I-
eat. I'm
I
gonna
knew
start doing that.
I just feel like soup gets in the way of what I'm really
I have
doing.
a friend who eats soup with every meal.
Really?
He doesn't do it for that reason. He's just a
It
old
fills
man.
him up.
I was like,
I love
what
you,
is the
Nick.
reason?
So buy
Okay.
Maria's book, guys. It's obviously she has some tips in here for everybody, males
Yes.
and females.
Yeah. Back to your question
Resume.
about the resume and the big schools
Oh, yes.
versus local
Yes.
schools.
Yes.
I didn't go to either one of them, so I don't know what they told you. I don't know the training you got. Show me what you got in the room.
That silence and then the
Yeah, but it helps too. Like, a director went to that school, and that's the conversation piece when you come in the room. But it's good to have it on there, but it's the work.
Yeah.
It's really going to be about the work.
Now, when you take submissions off of Breakdown Services, which you just mentioned, which is Actors Access for people who
It's
are
not the
wondering.
same. Those are not the same.
It's kind of one and the same.
They're the same company. They're
Yeah.
through the same service, but Actors Access is for actors.
Yeah.
For them to get on to see the submissions that the casting directors or whoever has posted.
Mm-hmm.
Breakdown Services or Breakdown Express, I think Breakdown Services is the whole thing, and Actors
whole
Access
thing.
is under. And Breakdown Express is where we post our submissions to agents and managers only. And then there we can be selective with agents, which agents we want to see and which managers we want to see.
Yeah. Okay. Now, when you get those submissions, first off, how many submissions do you get?
So one role in 10 minutes you can have 1,000.
Right.
Wow. And how many
And
like
that could be a
the time
co-star role.
frame?
That
Yeah.
could be within an hour you can have
Wow.
over
That's
2,000 submissions within half an hour.
Now,
crazy.
being
It's crazy.
being the person who has to then sit and go through those 2,000
Submissions. Such a
submissions,
fun job.
them little thumbnails that
It's 100
people,
per page.
Yeah. Now, how do you then
That's crazy.
decide, based on that role and the look that you, because they have the description. I'm pretty sure you get some people who don't even fit it, but they clicked it anyway in hopes of
Absolutely.
just, getting in the
Getting
pile.
Catch your eye.
What then makes you then decide which people to call? Because I've always been curious about that. Because I know you get a lot, but when I get that email, I'm like, yeah, somebody
Somebody.
paid attention. I got it
Somebody's
in
doing
quick. But what are the things you look
It's
for?
what I need. So the character breakdown, the description of what the character, we need 20s, 20 to 23, African American male, athletic build, period. That's it. So when I'm looking through the submissions, I'm going to eliminate all the white boys, all the Asian guys. So then, my numbers go down, and then I'm going to look for the athletic build. So it's all about the look first. So then I'll go through the look and click everybody that I think fits that look-wise, and then the people that I know. And then I'll go back, and then that's when I flip the resumes. Like, what are you pointing? What I do?
Well, I was gonna interject before. I was
She was like, I just saw this, and I was like, what did I do?
I was like, well, I was wondering, like, because you see the headshot, how do you know the build of the person, or should someone have
you
like
can
a?
see it.
Yeah,
You can see it.
you got
Should-
If they take their shirt, some shirts off, and some
Well,
people take
Collarbones.
So the
the
should.
collarbone, the neck.
Face.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that.
Oh yeah, you can see in a picture.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why-
Not all the time.
I thought-
And so I will turn the computer around. What you think?
Yeah. Sometimes
know?
you gotta guess.
And sometimes you guess, or you click on the 15 other pictures they post.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
another thing is too, do not post a huge number of pictures, because then that'll eliminate you too. Like, give us
really?
2-3 good ones. But when you start putting 6 and 7,
Really?
it
That's not
starts
good.
getting really messy, and then it doesn't look like you. It was you 10 years ago, and then you have braids, and now all of it's just.
Why do
confusing.
agents encourage that then? Because they're like,
Yeah.
put more. You want more photos on there.
Well, I think you would want different
You want-
looks.
But not that many.
But not many.
So
and,
three
and the ones that you can actually play, because some people they think they can play stuff and they'll have a photo of it.
with pigtails. And
Yeah,
you're like, really,
and you
you're trying to
can't
be
you
16.
cannot be on anybody's Disney Channel at 45 years old. You cannot do
it
that.
would
no more.
surprise you.
And
I'd
you
have
get
met
that.
some.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, and so we look at that. So then I'll go back again and I'll look at the age. Like, okay, can he really play this 23 to 25 or whatever the number was we said earlier?
Yeah.
And then you go back, okay, I'm looking for a plus size girl. So let me see if this, but it's initially just what that looks like.
Is it good to leave notes?
It is, but just keep it to 3-4 words, because that's all I see. Like you said, it's a thumbnail, and then you can see about this many words. So, hey, I met you at, and then you just keep going. It's real quick. I know you.
Really?
Keep it quick.
Remember
If
me?
You know me. Remember me.
But if they don't know you,
I'm Bob's friend.
What do you suggest if they're just trying to catch your attention and they don't?
If you've just recently guest starred on something and I'm doing TV, if you just recently were in a film and I'm doing a film, if it's a campaign that's huge that everybody has seen, if you were in something guest starring opposite, alongside.
But
a
what if
big
you
name.
weren't in anything? What if you
So
just
then you
like,
don't
look, I need a job?
Then you don't put
Pick me.
Then
nothing.
you just put no notes.
Really?
Yeah.
Because people are always
Need
like,
work.
I'm a,
Or in
I'm a great this. I'm always punctual.
so you say.
Some people put
So
paragraphs.
none of that matters unless
No.
you did something.
Yeah.
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 I didn't see that.
'Cause
You
what
learned
do you
something every
know?
day.
Yeah,
I didn't know
like-
that.
I've got notes. We should be friends.
Well,
We should
That-
be
but that
friends.
made you look
In
twice.
It did. So I can remember your name.
and
And,
don't finish it. Finish
Everyone in
it. Say
America,
it.
all the actors are gonna be like, we should be friends.
Yeah.
no, because that's the one in the grocery store
Exclamation.
you will remember, and you like,
I remember.
let me go over to this
And
other
then,
aisle.
we
Other
do
side.
talk.
Yeah.
All cast, the cast directors, it's a cool little community. So we do talk about, like, make sure you don't,
Oh, that's so wrong.
it's not.
Don't do the wrong thing.
That's
Don't
the-
do the wrong
exactly.
thing.
That's just like that's with anything. If you go into the doctors be like,
The doctors do not talk
You know they
amongst
talk.
They better not be.
They do.
I got
So
that
you're
cleared
not
up.
Nurses before you go in. That's that lady who's always rude.
Exactly.
They don't want to get on the scale.
Yeah.
Do it. Look, I do leasing and property managing, and like I know some people that are like, oh, that girl, do not lease to her. Like
Yeah.
it's in every
It's in
business.
every
across,
business.
it's worldwide. Like, come on.
And
Yeah.
it goes like even with the kids, their parents are headaches. So her mom is a little crazy. She's hard to work with, or you
Yeah.
just worked on a production with someone and they were a complete. You want to warn us because it's our reputation too. Because we presenting that person to the director and saying this is the perfect person for you because they're going to give you everything you want. They're going to be directable. They're going to be on time. So we're assuming all of that stuff is going to happen.
Yeah.
And if you can forewarn me and you the homie, then I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Amen.
That's with anything. That's with any job.
Exactly. Across the board, Lina. Look, Lina, like, damn, what had I done? I'm doing. I love you, Lina.
You know she.
She's making the gritty, the wolf teeth come out.
Ooh, I gotta stop that.
Yeah,
All right.
It's all right. It's you. It's you. It's your character.
I gotta
So-
stop that.
Now, when an actor comes in to audition for you, what are the things that you notice first about them that make them more appealing, that make you kind of feel like, okay, like
Do's and don'ts.
yeah.
When you come in the room, or
Both.
When you
Coming in the room.
when you come in the room.
it starts when you come in the office. It really does, because the receptionist or the assistant or that intern that's sitting there, the way you treat them as well. You know your name is coming up next on the sign-in sheet. Why are you in the bathroom?
Right.
If you know, just little things like that. Why do having the assistant have to go find you because you're next, or asking where do I sign in at? Or do I have to sign in? It's like those are definitely
making a
don'ts.
note.
Yeah.
Those
about
are
you.
definitely don'ts. Being rude, disrespectful in the lobby, all of that. But then when you get to the room, not having your headshot is a huge thing.
Do people still need
Really?
to
Do they?
have?
'Cause-
Well, when I audition, I always make sure I have a hard copy because I don't want to be one of those people where they're like, "Can I have your headshot?" And I'm like, Y'all still take those?
But no, seriously, I listen. All the auditions I've been doing, they're like, we don't even need, we don't need.
Well,
money.
that's commercials.
Commercials?
Yeah,
Commercials.
That's why.
Most of them
So
do,
what's
but
the
I'm not.
difference?
I'm not a commercial cast director. I'm mainly film, TV.
So you want that hard
I
copy?
need it. My director's gonna want to take that home. My producer's gonna need it. We need that while we're with commercials. It's about a look.
Yeah.
And they have you in the computer and they cast and frontiered you and all this other kind of stuff. But with us, it should always be with you. It should always be stapled.
And should you bring multiple
Always.
copies?
You should
of it as
always
well?
have plenty.
What about
I
multiple
usually
looks?
always
Because I see
ask
people
for
who
two.
are like, which one do you want?
Which one do you want? But I always ask for two. But it's it can be whatever. It can be the multiple looks. But don't give me that commercial.
Okay.
When you're in my
Theatrical.
And you're talking about the commercial, the one with the smile. That
the extra smiley and carefree and just
She's like, mm-mm.
yeah, that one.
well, I see some comedy people, if they are smiling in theirs, is that fine for y'all? Like if
Yeah, I'm not saying don't give me a smiling picture, but there are some real commercial or print, where it's 3/4 of your body and you have a weight in your hand. Like I don't need to really have that, But of course, I ran out. This is my last one. That's totally cool and those are fine.
Okay.
But don't come in with, oh, my agent didn't send that to you? Oh, I thought, all of that stuff is for the birds.
Okay,
Just be prepared and always have it with you and always have it stapled. Carry a stapler with you. You should have a whole little pin pouch with staples and pins and highlighters.
I print mine on the back.
oh, that's waste.
That way I don't have to, because sometimes I don't get those staples right, and I'd be stapling about 5-10 times.
No.
Trying to get it
Is there
in.
something wrong with you or something?
Kids
No.
usually
Okay.
print it on the back of the picture.
Ooh.
I'm just
Shots
saying.
fired.
No, I'm just
Take a sip of water on
just
that
go.
one.
I'm just
Just go with
saying.
it. Just go with it.
She's like, he's not
Dude.
as cute.
Because
as
when you
kid.
do
Green.
that too, though, yeah, it's fine.
What were you gonna say
that
when you
smile though. That smile was like, yeah, that's
She
fine.
tried it.
Well, but you
I
you
feel
can't
like-
update it or anything if you
And
do
it's
that.
when you update.
Well, I always
'Cause
print
you
it
wanna-
right before the audition,
Oh, you
and I
do?
make sure that everything is updated and what it needs to be and everything like that.
She's giving you the eye like,
Yeah, but
Maybe you shouldn't do that.
You know that
Yeah, don't do
she
that.
gave me that eye like, I'm gonna remember you.
But
And
and make sure the resume. You can even Google resume formatting. You know what I mean? And it's so simple, and there's such a structure to it.
Oh, I did
just
have a
go with it.
question about that. I recently was told that you should put your education on the back of your acting resume, and I thought, why? That's so weird.
It seems like a work resume.
Because your director might have went to Howard. There's tons of Howard folks here, so it kind of sparks that. But it does age you, and that's one thing you have to know. If you put, the last thing you did was at Beverly Hills High. I know you're 18 to or whatever, which is great for what I'm looking for if that's what I'm looking for. But when you come in and I'm looking for a girl who's 18 and you're 25 and you have your college on there,
yeah.
you
age
see
is
your
not
age.
that
Okay, but what about
age.
what if you look younger?
Yeah.
Because think about it. There's a bunch of 30-something-year-olds on Disney playing the big brother, big sister. And I'm like, really?
Well, all the kids on
Some
Glee were
people
young, too.
can play
Yeah.
younger than their age, but you have to just be real with
Which is
yourself and stop.
Just so.
I still
madness.
play 17.
I do.
Yeah, it's like,
listen,
no.
listen. I know a few, including myself, who's still playing 18 to look younger, and I'm like, I am not 18. But
Yeah, it pisses us off when you come in the room and you're like knowing you're 32.
yeah,
And now I'm gonna remember you. It's not gonna be a good
Good
performance
yeah.
because you're not gonna change my mind because you can't change the
because
age.
you look
Right.
okay.
You're
it's
35 and you're trying to be 18. You come in. This is okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Thank you.
that phase. That
You gonna get
phase.
that.
I'm gonna have to remember
Okay.
that one.
So education
Thank
on the
you.
back could hurt you, could make you, could depend.
I would put.
Could
I mean,
age you.
but that's something to be proud of.
It is.
So then it's like
But yeah,
I would personally add it, but then it's all one of
we're
those
kind of
things
in
too.
a
It's like
Yeah. No, it's tough. That is tough. Because, I was I had my master's at 22 years old. So when people.
Yo, masters.
Exactly.
Hey.
So when I put it on there, I'm not 30. You know what I mean? I have my master's at 22. That's not normal. But
It
like,
ain't.
but like it
I'm trying to
isn't.
get my
But-
bachelor's.
But like you said, some people might go, well, how old are you? And it's like, sweetheart, I'm still in my 20s. But that's not the norm. But for me, I put that on the back of my resume. And at first I was like, I don't want to do that. that, but someone was like, that gives you an edge versus someone else.
Really?
But then another, like we were saying earlier, you have 2 different resumes.
Yeah.
You know, just know where you're sending it into. Like if it's for this or if it's, you know, for something younger and you know you're 22 and you're a Doogie Howser or something, you know, you just throw it the other way.
You clearly
know
a
what I mean?
Doogie Howser.
No, I just had a mother that pushed very hard. So
That's awesome.
I had a mother that pushed too.
pushed you
Don't
out.
get that bachelor's. Get it. So you have so when we walk in, we need to have the
Headshot
resume,
and resume
headshot and
stapled.
resume stapled.
You should have your sides with you.
Right.
Be prepared because, you know, things change. Oh, you know what? We're not going to do that scene. You got to be ready to be like, okay. Or, you know what? On page 3, I cut out this line, this line, this line, and this line. So we're just going to flow that way. And, you know, you might be a visual person who might need to see that I'm crossing this out. You know, that curveball might throw you off, and then there goes your performance. Or then now it's anxiety, and then, you know, all these things start to build. So you should have your sides with you.
And should they be in their hand, or can an actor, if the actor is well prepared, can they put it down? Because I'm hearing 2
Absolutely.
things. They can?
Yeah, absolutely. You can, but, you know, you should just have it with you. But you can put it down. I've seen it laid out on the floor in front of them. But you can't see it from the camera. So if that's what you need to look down and glance and know after that line, I need to go here, you just need to, you know, that's cool because the camera is not catching all that on the floor. But when you're reading or you're reading and it's like this and then the camera can't see you or, you know, your flow isn't there. You know, size can stop you with that, with the flowage.
Does it hinder you when, because we're human, we get nervous. If you get so nervous to where you just need to stop and you're like, can I just
Start
No,
over.
you
take
totally
it back?
can do
Because
that.
some, I feel like when you do that, you're like, oh, I get it.
Yeah, because I would be nervous on the other side, so I completely sympathize.
Yeah.
And I talk to you when you come in. So it's not, you know, depending on what it is, but I like to have conversation. I want to know who you are. So
Yeah.
it's like, well, hey, what's up? How's your day? Even if that's it,
Yeah.
to relax you so that doesn't happen. But then if it does happen, I totally understand. It's like, you know, I've having people, all right, stop, let's do some jumping jacks. You know, go outside, come back, get some water, turn around, breathe. Like, we'll go through those motions. But I have to see something in you
Yeah.
to want to keep it going.
And I feel like as an actor walking into the room, just having that small conversation, it helps you kind of go, okay, you're not walking into that room like,
Yeah, this
Go.
person's
You know
not
what I
Yeah,
mean?
so
Like,
I
I
cannot
feel
that
like it-
cold. You're not
yeah.
going to get that in my office.
I feel like
'Cause
that
you
makes
get
you,
that from
makes
some.
you, yeah. Oh,
Yeah, you do.
there, you mentioned
And
how
I've worked with some who it's been like that, so
And
I
it's
steer clear.
you mentioned how like we're
not
supposed to
mad.
know when you get to the audition that you're supposed to sign in and everything like that. This one audition I went to, I swear I don't know who the girl was, but she told people nothing. Like I knew I was supposed to sign in. I didn't know I was supposed to take this paper
You wanted
because
her
she
to
didn't say.
hold your hand?
Well, I didn't want her to hold my hand, but like
she's not
but like,
sympathizing.
Tasha
with-
is
but
not
it's,
having
no
it.
she's not. I feel like I feel like I
he
have.
wants that so
I'm
bad,
gonna
too.
go ahead and just put 2 strikes right here because that's what I have so far. I do not print resume on back. Do not let hold hand. But it was you know, I walked in, you know, I said hello, you know, I signed in and I noticed a piece of paper here and I was like, oh, are we supposed to take this?
did you
Because she
think
didn't.
it
Well, it wasn't the sides or anything like that. It was like an additional thing we were supposed to fill out. But a lot of people were not seeing that because that instruction was not there, and I was just like, you know,
How many
sometimes.
questions is too many questions?
No, it's
I
not-
say ask away.
I mean, sometimes
Really?
you have to
Yeah.
know those things because
But
you
then
don't
no,
want
it's
to.
different too though, because it seems like this is more of a commercial, you know, kind of route. But
Versus
like
theatrical.
versus theatrical.
I'm gonna go ahead and put half. Add up my strikes.
3. No, miss that.
Just gonna put green. When they say green,
Green.
That's why we here to learn.
Green.
Because we're going to ask all the questions
Real
that they
green right here.
can
No,
ask.
but no, I do say because a lot of times we might not give you the script, so there's might not have that full understanding of this character. So then you know, where is this character from, and you know, did this happen, or you know, how early in the script is this scene going, or can you tell me a little bit about this? Like, yeah, absolutely. Especially when I have the producer and the director in the room. I prefer you have a question, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So-
Engage in that way. One, it knocks the nerves off. Two, they get a little sense of who you are. And, I mean, people get jobs on personality. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? A lot of my jobs I got just on who I am. It's not the resume. It's who are you and do I want to work with you?
Yeah.
So if they're talking to you, like, you know,
She's
that's
cool. Like,
that's a little in
okay.
there.
Yeah.
I have a question. So when they ask that question, do you have any questions? Do y'all actually want us to ask the question?
Yeah.
I thought it was rhetorical. I thought it was rhetorical.
Ask me a question.
You have a question? Oh,
I know
Is that
it's already
impressive?
off the top. I know more than you do going in.
Yeah.
So if I'm standing there smiling at you and I'm asking you, then let me know.
What are some good questions that an actor could just, if they're just, they
know
need
what
to
to
ask,
say.
if they know, they think they have everything, but they just needed to ask something.
But don't force
Like, good
to be
job.
like, let me just ask her something because she asked me something. No. I mean, it like,
Really have
what
a real
question
question.
is this? Yeah. Does he know his mom? Whatever
Something
it is
like
to the,
that.
something
Okay.
that goes to it. That's that or I'll ask, you have any questions? Nope. Okay, where do I stand?
That was a
That's a
question.
You know what I'm saying? So and that is too though. What is my frame is a good question.
Yeah.
Eyeline.
Or say, what is my eyeline? Or who am I reading with? Those kind of things. Can I sit? Can I have a chair?
Okay.
And if the chair is not provided for you and you practiced it at home that way, you can't get thrown off because that happens a lot.
Yeah.
In the room you can just see somebody being defeated and it's like, what happened after? It's like, well, I was sitting at home and then here you told me to stand. So I always say practice it standing and sitting because you don't know what might be there.
True.
And then initially after, the audition, because this is the part where we don't see the actual decision making that happens. What is the process? You've seen everyone that you've wanted to see. Some have impressed you, some have not. Some did not show up.
You get that often.
What happens afterwards? Do you go through all of the videos and decide who to show to the producer and directors, or?
So we'll first have a pre-read session. So after we picked everyone, we'll call in pre-read sessions, which is your first time in. So it'll be with the casting director and the associate, or just the associate, or just the casting director. It'll be taped, or it won't be taped. And from there, whoever we like from there, we issue callbacks in the room sometimes, like, yo, I want you to come back next week with my director, but I want your hair down. And I want, da-da-da. I mean, I've gone to where I've told them what type of bra to wear.
Wow.
From all the way, what color
You
wig
want them to
wear.
get the part.
Absolutely. That's what I'm here for. So it's like, giving them those, but you can give the callback there, or, afterwards, I want to converse with, Kim, and it's like, so what did you think about this one? Or, no, I like this one. Or, well, this one is stronger than that one. So we'll go over that. We'll go through all of our notes after the session. It'll be our wrap up. That's what we call it. So we'll wrap up and see who we like, the possibles. Then we'll think about it. Okay, because as you're auditioning, you always see is write notes.
Yeah.
I'll write possible. And then afterwards, I'm like, okay, all right. Well, shit, I already have. Like I said,
That's fine.
I already have 10 people for this one role, this possible. I'm like, do I want 11 or do I want this solid 10 number? So then I decide, you know what I mean? So some people drop off, some people get on. But yeah, so after that step, so once we do that, and then we call back those people to come in for the director, the producer. And then from that session, he picks who he likes, and that's always taped. And then we send them a link or the audition tapes or whatever for that session. Then they kind of narrow it down. And then you can have a mix and match or a teaming or chemistry read where it's just, you get the couple roles together to kind of interact to see where they're at. That's the stage I'm in now with one of the independents I'm on.
I was going to say, so are there any new projects that you are working on right now?
Yes. I have a show on Centric called According to Him and Her that comes on every Friday night at 9. Doing an independent feature film called Kicks. We're shooting in Oakland mid-July, directed by Justin Tipping, and have 2 pilots that I'm working on now with Issa Rae Productions. Those are pretty awesome, and those start going at the end of this month. And I do have another big project that I can't release yet.
Not yet.
Say it. Say it.
But it's gonna be pretty amazing.
Pretty
All
big.
right,
So
guys. So we gotta
It's
look out
amazing.
for those.
people can check out like your Facebook and stuff for any updates for
Absolutely.
like casting and stuff.
Yeah.
I do have an actor-friendly page. It's Natasha Ward Casting. I'm not gonna be your friend, so don't be sending all of them extra. I mean, if we've met and I talked to you and we had a little something,
So we
but not
count
that
kind
random.
of, sorta, like, maybe.
Almost there.
Look,
You know
we
what
had
I'm
a little
saying?
something
One more
under the
Lina's cool.
a little
I just met y'all. You know what I'm saying? Give us another day or two.
I'm not gonna be around for long
For
because I got
the
2
two
and
strikes
a half.
already?
You don't want to
Right.
get
2.5.
2.
We can erase though. We like pencil.
Oh, but I had a pen.
Oh,
but it's all
that
right.
was
I
a
can
nice
scribble.
moment,
You done
guys.
marked
I can
yourself
scribble.
off.
I
That
got.
was
I'm
so
gonna go ahead and just put one. I'm gonna put one. I have
Yes.
scribbled it out.
I didn't say you can erase now. I meant
As
It's
time
as
goes
time
on,
goes
time.
by.
and you get less green.
And back to 2. Okay.
And that shirt, put another one for that shirt. No? Okay.
Oh,
Urkel, stop
so-
it. Stop it, Clyde. Stop it.
But no, Facebook, I definitely will respond and, email you back. I'm a late person though, so it's usually like 3 o'clock in the
month.
morning that I'll respond back.
And I thought she meant like 5 weeks from now.
Oh
Like,
no,
I
it's
got
gonna
I'm
be
sorry.
5 weeks. No, let's put that out there. It's gonna be a minute.
Dang.
I can't be sitting on. I will like for 20 minutes. You know what I mean? When you're on your phone,
You're like,
I
oh,
will
that's good.
like.
That's
And
good.
after
That's
that,
good.
that's
That's
it.
She's one of
5
those.
weeks later.
Oh, you saw that I text you, but you didn't respond.
That's
but
me.
you liked 20
Yeah.
pictures on Instagram.
That could be me.
And people like, yeah, now do it again. It's like
That's
hilarious.
Yeah, I try to keep that phone. I push it
So
away.
LA, this Texas
push
girls,
it
they be
away.
changing.
Texas
They're
girls,
changing. Coming
Okay.
here, changing.
So real quick before we have to wrap everything up, I wanted to talk about a little bit of
Already?
casting news. I know. See, I
Yeah,
told you to
I
go
said it.
quick.
Told you.
I told you to go
Actually,
quick.
yours has actually been the longest.
Yeah.
Yeah, like me.
See, look, take another strike off. Take another
Right?
strike
Yeah,
off.
take it off.
She's feeling good. She's feeling good. Keep her happy.
So a little bit of casting news. I recently heard that Yaya DaCosta, who I knew from America's Next Top Model,
Yes.
but she's done very well
In
as far
films.
as her acting and everything. She just got cast as Whitney Houston for the Lifetime movie that they're doing. And
Say
then-
biopic.
But
I'm sorry. Inside joke. He can't say it.
biopic.
Hey.
You tried to get me together
I
on that.
know,
I
I
tried
know.
to.
I'm
I tried to
sorry.
go around the
I'm
bump,
sorry, I
and you
know.
said, "Oh no, you
I
go. You was
know,
a crossing
I had
guard.
to.
No,
I'm
you're gonna have to
sorry.
stop right here. You're gonna have to go
I
over this
didn't do
stuff in
all
order to
that.
get around me."
I didn't do all
Crossing guard.
that.
Yeah, you did. You stopped me. I was trying to go
tried
over the
it.
window
You were
through the
doing
woods.
so well, and I just needed to just.
You
just
did.
needed
You
to throw you
did.
out.
Now, I personally, I don't have. I'm excited for her because even though she's not a name like person, she does have.
Yes, though.
I mean, yeah,
She's
in
getting
her own
offers.
right.
Once you are getting straight offers,
Yeah.
you can put that title.
Yeah, I think for me sometimes I have those moments where I'm like, oh, it's not fair. Is when like
Life's not fair. Get
right.
over it.
Is when like is when I feel
Dang,
like people, who have trained and they have worked hard and what
I'm
happened?
trying to be serious.
What I do?
And they are dying.
It's like if people talking about Lupita. I'm like, they're like, it's not fair. She just came. It's like,
But what part isn't fair?
Well,
The fact that
She has
No,
a
no, no.
foundation. That's
no,
not fair.
Yaya, I am fine with. It's those.
who are you not fine with?
It's those
Wow.
those people who kind of jump the hurdle because they know somebody, because they know the producer, the
That's
director, or something like that.
amazing. You
But
should-
it's
all
like
these things are pluses. So
it is. and
And
I'm
he's gonna
I'm on
stop.
But I mean,
I'm sorry about this.
but I guess it's those.
Is Natasha making you nervous? Today? 'Cause
No.
we don't have this. No, he's like,
No, she's not making me nervous. I'm just trying to make sure after this that if something comes on the breakdowns, and I'm saying
you
me,
get
remember
breakdowns?
me.
you know me.
Well, I mean, I'm on Actors Access, but I just want to make sure if I put a note and I go, remember me, you'll be like, ooh, that boy. All right.
put BHL right there.
I'm cool.
Oh,
See?
see?
Well, that
Or
sounds-
She gave you the
Lina's
tip
friend.
right
I'm put BHL. She
I
gonna
don't
say,
know
does
him.
he
I
meant
don't
to
know
say
him at all.
BLT? Because I am.
Like, I don't
But
know
no,
him.
notes. Agents usually put the notes. Actors Access, the notes are usually really just people begging.
Yeah,
Dang.
it's true.
Or they'll say, go visit my other site.
Oh, I do.
I
that
know
too.
what this means.
Oh, okay. We gonna wrap that up. But what I was getting at was
It's supposed to be discreet, guys. Y'all do know that.
we see him.
Y'all was like,
But what I was trying to get at, as far as you know, up and coming actors who do the work, who train and do all this stuff, and go into an audition and they feel like they did a great job and stuff, but they get overlooked because someone.
Not in my office.
All right,
I like your office.
There
I
it
like
is.
your
I bring
office.
you in.
when your time will come. When your time will come.
That's what my
You
mama
have-
keeps
you know,
saying,
you
that
have
my
to
time
put
will
yourself-
come.
You have to just put yourself in my way. So
Just take it to dinner. Just take
Just
it to
lay
dinner.
down in front of her and then she'll trip over you.
Just run into her. Where you like to go again? Wing Mart? What you say?
Wing
You don't know what that is?
I don't need chicken.
You don't know
judge
what
me.
Wingstop is?
I don't need chicken. I do.
What?
Okay, because I'm black. See, this is the
I didn't say nothing about because you was black.
That's why you looked at me.
My
But
office
if you
today
have
had
wings,
watermelon.
Then that's a problem. Like,
Back
you don't eat
then,
chicken.
I
I
don't eat.
You don't eat hot.
X.
I can eat hot
See,
wings.
you messed
Okay,
up.
guys.
See,
I've been
you
eating.
Just a gift certificate to any wings. I'm joking.
Starbucks.
Oh, see that. I'm gonna put that in my notes. Got a gift certificate. Wings.
Gotta get some
But you gotta bring me. You gotta bring me to the
gotta bring
casting
me
though.
in.
I'm put wings gift certificate. She gonna know what that means.
I'm gonna know what it means.
And I'm
Exactly.
gonna come in.
Pass.
I'm gonna come in before I even get that. She gonna say, "Where that gift certificate at?" I'm gonna say it's right here, and I got my size
Closed
with it.
mouths don't get fed though. They never do.
All right now.
Never ever.
Peak game.
So there it is.
Oh, God,
Thank y'all for
guys.
having me.
Yeah, thank you for.
I told you.
Yeah, see, I told you it was gonna be quick.
Yeah,
Now,
it was
but
quick.
before we head out, first of all, thank you again for being here and sharing knowledge with us. Chloe, let them know where they can find you.
Yes, guys, again, I'm Chloe Onyx. You can find me on Instagram and on Facebook at Chloe Onyx and on Twitter at Chloe Onyx, the number 11.
And Lina.
And I'm Lina Green. You can find me at Just Lina Green on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. I'm doing this like they can see me.
And Natasha, once again, if they want to find out what's coming up, what's going on with you, your actor-friendly
My
page.
actor-friendly Facebook is Natasha Ward Casting. And then Twitter and is
Instagram.
at Natasha. What is it? Natasha Ward Cast.
See, that's why I got to put
Natasha
that.
Ward Cast.
at Natasha Ward Cast on the ones that have the at sign.
Okay. And of course,
Oh,
you,
we'll have it on the screen.
yeah,
yeah.
We'll have
It'll
it
be
in
right
the
here.
in the bottom. Yeah,
Yeah, see?
down at
Nice
the
and
lower
sexy.
thirds.
It's right here. I'll just hold it until.
And of course, you guys can find me on all social media platforms, Lounging with Tony. That's LOUNGIN with Tony.
professional now.
And also on my website, loungingwithtony.com.
I thought my
Y'all tried it. Can I spell mines now? Dang it. No, I'm joking.
Just.
This was awesome, guys.
Thank you. Natasha, thank you
Yes.
again.
Thank you so
for
much.
coming.
And thank you guys
Appreciate
for
it.
joining in. And we will be back in 2 weeks with another special guest.
It's
Then.
not as cool as me.
Peace.
Peace. Hey, what's this?
From producers Maria Menounos, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, Kevin Undergaro, and the entire BHL crew, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I'm your BHL announcer, Scipio. Instagram me at Planet Scipio. Thank you for tuning in.
Hollywood redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.
Thanks for watching Black Hollywood Live on YouTube. For more in-depth interviews and news, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion in the comment section below here. See you soon, everyone. Bye.